Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. And now to some of the pictures you sent to our eyewitness portal. First is this one from Jedo Daily Road in Warri Delta State, showing trucks parked indiscriminately on the road. Our eyewitness reporter says this is causing a gridlock on the road, and he wants the concerned authorities to look into this. Our next photo was sent in from Olorun Shogo, Papalanto area of Ogun State. It shows a bad road. Our eyewitness reporter wants the government to fix it. And this photo shows some people fighting in public. Disgraceful it is. Our eyewitness reporter advises those involved to show more respect for the rule of law. And this picture was sent in from Council Bus Stop in Ikotun area of Lagos State. It shows an overloaded motorcycle. Our eyewitness reporter is asking traffic wardens to address offenders. And finally is this photo from Ilegbo Bus Stop in Ejigbo area of Lagos State. It shows the impact of erosion on this road. Our eyewitness reporter calls on state authorities to fix it. We do sincerely thank you so much indeed for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming and you too can report news around you. The National Emergency Management Agency is predicting food shortage in Nigeria unless the government encourages more farmers to take to irrigation, particularly in northern Nigeria. The coordinator of NEMA in the Northwest Zone, Mr. Musa Ilala, told Channels Television in Kano that the agency worries stems from NEMA's prediction of extreme weather conditions, of late rains and early seizure of the rains.
Earlier in the year, the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, called NIMET, predicted that, particularly in the northwest states, the rains will come late and it will also cease early. And not only that, in between the period of the rainfall, especially between May and July, that the rain will come intermittently, which means that it may not be as regularly as possible. So what this implies is that there is the possibility that the crops may fail because of the intermittent nature of the rain. And we are hoping that we advise the ministries, especially the ministries of agriculture and ministries of water resources in these 4 states we oversee, that is Kaduna, Kano, Jigawa and Katsina, that they should see this opportunity to not rely on the rainy season, but also to increase our dams capacity, and also, if need be, create more ice dams so that people will also farm during the dry season.
Joining me on the news is the General Manager, Climate Services at the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, Mr. Joseph Alozie. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the news at 10. Let's begin with you refreshing our minds, of course, on the predictions of extreme weather conditions leading to loss of crops, which you earlier made from your agency.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, it's not called prediction of extreme weather events, though part of it. But what we said in March, early March, when the 2016 seasonal rainfall prediction was released to the Nigerian public, was just like what the young man said. In many parts of the country, we expect that the rains will be delayed. Well, this is with reference to the onset or start of the cropping season. Of course, you know, the rains can start, but it needs to establish properly before we advise farmers to go to the farm. We also said that there are places that will have early cessation, and this is profound because eventually there will be reduced length of the growing season, and you know the length of the growing season, the onset and cessation dates, assist farmers to choose crop varieties. So we had said this and went ahead to also advise them on the socio-economic implication in various sectors of the economy. Particularly for agriculture, we had said that farmers need to harvest rainfall and get assistance for the use of irrigation facilities. Let me say also that irrigation, the way some people see it, is not really something big all the time. There are farmers that should have their own smallholder irrigation facilities, so that can help them to, manage the cropping season 2016 properly.
What are we looking?
Recently, I personally went to some parts of the country and I saw that you wouldn't believe this. Even in the southeast, some people are just clearing their lands in June, and this is very strange.
So what are we looking at now?
The Meteorological Agency.
What are we looking at now? Is this El Nino, La Nina phenomenon that we're looking at? Because in the coastal areas of the country right now, a lot of floods happening. What's your take on that?
Of course, the 2015-2016 weather season is characterized by a very strong El Nino. Indeed, it is referred to as one of the strongest since 1970. The other time that we had such was during 1997-1998 weather season. But this has really surpassed all calculations. And though, fortunately, as I speak to you, we are seeing a tone down of the El Nino. El Nino brings reduced rainfall into the country, particularly in the northern part of the country, and we're already seeing it. So it is the effect of El Nino, and we know it's going to linger for at least for the next 3-4 months into the year.
How do we help farmers in this situation?
Say again, please.
How do we help our farmers in this kind of situation that we found ourselves?
The first that we need to do is to continue to sensitize the farmers. Information is power. If they do not know, sometime in April, as the rains began in the south and inland of the southern parts of the country, we already had a few rains in Abuja here, and you won't believe that some farmers went to start the cropping season, and then we had almost a month without rain. This is what we are saying. We also said in 2016 seasonal rainfall prediction, there will be what we call dry spell. Dry spell is a period of about 10 days or more, 8 days plus, without a single rain. You see, if you as a farmer have planted, and then you have, and it was very hot, particularly in April, May, across in the country, many parts of the country, they go and start planting. What will happen if the rains don't come? The man that spoke from Sokoto or so is right. We had said so, that we expect dry spell in May in the middle of the country and in June in the far north of the country. The farmers need to listen to this forecast. That is the first help that we can give them. They need to listen and implement it. Science has gone beyond, this is the way we used to do it. Please, you won't believe that some farmers say, please go away. We are used to this. Climate change has brought a lot of changes in the way the weather cycle has been happening. And they need to listen and take the advice from NIMET. We are also cooperating with other agencies like the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. We are actually working hand in hand with some international organizations to see how we can assist farmers. Shortly, we came back from Katsina a couple of days back, and we are going to Kano and Jigawa in the next week to assist farmers, taking the SRP, the seasonal rainfall prediction, to farmers. And that's what they need. They need to know about what we are saying on this. Let me also say that
I apologize, but we'll have to let you go now. I do apologize, but unfortunately we'll have to let you go now. The General Manager, Climate Services at the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, Mr. Joseph Alozie, many thanks indeed for sharing your thoughts with us here on the News at 10. In the meantime, the Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Willie Obiano, has appealed to the federal government to show visible commitment towards fulfillment of its promise to build emergency centers for flood-prone areas. You're watching the news at this time. When we return, the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing gets the lion's share of the federal government's 350 billion naira allotted for capital projects. That's some business news. Join us again.